watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Thanks for joining us here, 6 a.m. on this Halloween. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Evan Rani. Happy Halloween to you at home. We want to send things over to Vanessa Paz to start off the morning with a check of how the forecast is looking. We expect this to be a busy one, whether it be, I feel like a lot of kids wear the costumes to school.
Right, the school parade, right.
And then they have
It's a trial run.
Yeah, they might be a little warm in the costumes today. We're going to be warm, especially for interior parts of the county. But again, not nearly as warm as some of the temperatures that we saw over the past couple of days. Our satellite and radar composite big story this morning is the fog. We had a pretty thick fog bank move in overnight, triggering a dense fog advisory. It was canceled just a few hours ago, but we're still looking at pockets of low visibility, especially in the North County Fallbrook right now. In fact, it is reduced. Earlier it was a quarter of a mile. Now it's down to 0 miles right along the 15 corridor. We're down to a mile in Oceanside and Camp Pendleton, and we're also seeing low vis out in Otay Mesa. All right, it's a big day for a lot of people and kids. Halloween, I'll have that trick-or-treat forecast along with what we can expect for our first weekend of November. That's all ahead. 6:01 is the time. Let's go ahead and switch gears and see what's happening outside. This is a live look on the 8 in both directions, right side or left side of your screen rather, is that drive as you make your way out of the college area headed into Mission Valley. Look out for a 2-car crash. This is at the top of the Golden Triangle, right where the 5 and the 805 meet as you make your way towards the University City area. As I mentioned, we're dealing with a lot of fog just north of Oceanside, something to keep in mind if, let's say, you're headed towards Orange or Los Angeles counties this morning. Average speed southbound, meanwhile, all in the green, 65, 70 miles per hour or so. Evan.
All right. Thank you, Vanessa. We want to get to some new news. This just in. The FBI says it thwarted a potential terrorist attack targeting Michigan over Halloween weekend.
Oh, boy. FBI Director Kash Patel is saying that multiple people are under arrest in this. No other details being released right now, but officials say there is no current threat to public safety. Well, this morning, President Donald Trump is urging Republicans to take the nuclear option to fund the government. He wants them to sidestep the Senate's filibuster rule requiring 60 votes so they can pass a bill to end the shutdown without Democrats.
This comes hours before CalFresh benefits are delayed starting tomorrow. This is expected to impact about 400,000 San Diegans alone. CBS 8's Chris Groh is live in Sorrento Valley. He has more on how one nonprofit is stepping up to help families during this difficult time. Chris?
Yeah, good morning, Eric and Evan. And look, Feeding San Diego is going to be sort of the chief aid here this weekend. There's going to be a large food distribution event right here in Sorrento Valley. It will be an opportunity for those who are losing those CalFresh benefits starting again this weekend as that federal money has since dried out because of this government shutdown, an opportunity to stock up. But again, this does not mean that they're going to be out of the woods just yet. What we are doing is we are connecting with these nonprofits like Feeding San Diego, the Food Bank, and others to see what it is that they need, what it is that they still have, and how things are going. So Feeding San Diego, of course, as we know, rescues surplus food, so they're going to have that. We understand the Food Bank also remains fully operational and committed to providing access to food during these tight times. And we understand that grocery outlets in Chula Vista and Poway are going to be giving 10% discounts to EBT card holders. Now, going back to Feeding San Diego, this is going to be a big weekend for them. Here's why it is, if this is their mission, again, specifically for families, but also seniors and children. Take a listen.
With food, we're concerned about the quality and the quantity. Parents skipping meals, that is very real, so that their kids can have food, and that's not okay for us.
Now take a look at your screen right there. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., no registration required. It is open to the public, and recipients will receive non-perishables as well as fresh produce. And then, of course, we will continue to keep an eye on what exactly will happen in Washington as, of course, we wait to see them get back to session next week. Eric and Evan.
Chris, thanks for that. This morning, a Navy officer accused of driving drunk and killing a La Mesa police officer remains behind bars. Yesterday, a judge revoked the bail of 38-year-old Antonio Alcantar, citing a concern for public safety. The district attorney says video from a car driving behind Alcantar shows he did not brake, change lanes, or otherwise try to avoid Officer Lauren Craven. Craven was responding to an overturned vehicle on the 8th last week. Both she and 19-year-old Deviante Morris, the driver of the overturned car, were killed in that second crash with Alcantar. So far, Alcantar is not facing charges in Morris's death, but that investigation is ongoing. Alcantar's defense attorney says he is an 11-year Navy veteran with no prior arrests and no record of prior issues in his military service.
The intersection where an 11-year-old boy was hit and killed by a car last week has new stop signs this morning. The city installed them at Jackson Drive and Lake Baden Avenue in San Carlos. Last week, Andrew Olson and his two sisters were walking to Pershing Middle School when a car hit them as they crossed the street. Andrew died and his sisters were injured. The driver was not criminally charged and told police that he was blinded by the morning sun and never saw the kids.
You are urged to keep a close eye out for those trick-or-treaters while you're out there driving tonight and are participating in all the fun.
That's right. This morning, police have Halloween safety tips, plus we're breaking down the best neighborhoods to collect some candy. CBS 8's Regina Ureta joins us live from outside of Carlsbad home, where there's some bad blood. Regina?
Yeah, definitely some bad blood and some ghost of eras past here in one of the houses here at Bressi Ranch. They made a Halloween with a Taylor Swift twist. So I want you to kind of look around and see if you can really get familiar with some of the songs that they have out here on some of the tombs, some of the songs and lyrics. Definitely really interesting to see how some of these houses have decorated. This is one of the neighborhoods that you can come to and take your family if they're a Taylor Swift fan. They have really gone all out. There's so many people who have gotten into the spooktacular celebration today, and some have committed to a theme just like this one. In just 30 minutes, we're going to talk to the owner, Brianna, who has been really into this spooktacular festivity. Just like most of her neighbors, I do hear that she is new to the neighborhood, and well, she went all out in Taylor Swift. But just getting into the Halloween spirit, and she really didn't hold back. There's going to be Halloween events around San Diego, trick-or-treaters roaming the streets of San Diego. So if you're looking for a place, again, to take your kids, this would be a fun neighborhood. Now, ahead of Halloween, the San Diego Police Department is encouraging the people to celebrate responsibly and be aware of personal safety tips that they can utilize to keep themselves and their families safe. A few is about staying visible, using pedestrian or crosswalks to walk as well in groups if you're with your family. Mom and dad, you want to examine treats before eating. You want to inspect candy for signs of tampering. If you're driving tonight, please slow down and pay attention. There's going to be families walking around the streets. And finally, just have fun and be responsible. I want to pull up this full screen for a list of some of the best neighborhoods to visit. We have here, this neighborhood that we're in, Bressi Ranch in Carlsbad, Del Sur, which is in Rancho Penasquitos, Harmony Grove Village, and Mission Hills. But if we can come back out here live, show you some of the decorations that they have of Taylor Swift. They have some skeletons with the Taylor Swift references as well in some of her past albums. Definitely really nice to see just how creative the owner got. And in just 30 minutes, we'll be talking to her, so we'll have more on this house. For now, I'll send it back to you.
I have to go out there and see if there's a Travis Kelce hidden anywhere.
Yeah. There was a little bracelet that said the afterlife of a showgirl. So they've added some current references.
Yeah.
Exactly. Have to see what that's like.
My niece's pumpkin would fit perfect on that front doorstep. She painted it and she put all of Taylor Swift's song titles on it. Of course, I don't think I knew any. Well, I shouldn't admit that on air, but I think I probably knew one or two.
The Swifties will come after you.
Yeah, I was just like, what is this? She's like, all of Taylor Swift songs. I was like, okay, cute. And then she wanted to put feathers on it. I don't know. I was like,
you were like, I can't keep up with this.
Yeah, I was like, what's up with the just old school carving? No one does that anymore. All right, 6:09 is the time. Let's go ahead and take a look at that 7 p.m. trick-or-treat forecast across your microclimates. We'll be mostly in the 60s. It will be mild. And then, of course, once we get towards the 8-9 o'clock hour, we'll be even cooler in the 50s. So layers is going to be key as you head out the door tonight. 6:09 is the time. Sun won't fully rise here for about another hour or so. We're currently waking up in the low 60s in downtown as well as Chula Vista. Mid-50s, cool in spots like Santee as well as Escondido. 52 right now out in Julian. Current visibility, that's pretty much the big story this morning. We are seeing it heavily reduced, especially in the North County along the 5 as well as the 15 freeways. High temperatures right now, we're in the low 80s this afternoon for Escondido as well as Poway. Miramar hitting a high of upper 70s. So today's actually going to be a lot cooler than yesterday. We'll see a lot more scattered high 70s in the mix, and the temperatures will rise a little bit this weekend before cooling back down towards the middle of next week. Here's a quick look at your mountains and desert 7-day forecast. Warming as well this weekend, and then we have relief. Everyone starts to feel relief by the middle of next week. All right, 6:10 is the time. Let's go ahead and see what's happening outside. Still very dark and early out there. This is what it looks like on the 8 in both directions. That's the westbound drive closer to me as you make your way towards Mission Valley. And you can actually see some of that fog from this vantage point here. This is a 78 westbound coming at your screen at Nordahl. So again, visibility reduced, especially along parts of the North County. We're dealing with a crash involving 2 cars on the 5 South, right where the 5 and the 805 connector meet, top of the Golden Triangle, as you make your way into the University City, La Jolla neighborhood. As we take a look at those speeds in from Oceanside as well as Escondido, 65, 70 miles per hour. But notice all that yellow top left of your screen, just north of Oceanside into the Camp Pendleton area. That's where we're seeing the worst of the fog. On the 52 as well as the 8 headed westbound, anywhere between 50 to 75 mile per hour speeds. And we're averaging anywhere between 65, 70 or so on the 5 and the 805 this morning. Drive times 10 to about 25 minutes for those southbound drives in from Encinitas as well as Escondido, about a 15-minute ride, full span of the 78. 6:11 is the time. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at your border wait times. We got a pair of 60s, and that's both inbound from San Ysidro's port of entry as well as Otay Mesa at last check.